competitors. Strength is measured in horsepower and emotions that are pushed to their edge. But the true force, the spark that ignites it all, is you, the fans.
You are the roar that pushes us to drive harder and go higher. We need your energy. So get up, get loud. Every clap, every cheer.
This is your house.
This is your moment. We can feel it.
We can hear you.
Denver, are you ready? I said, are you ready? Denver, are you ready?
Are you ready for Monster Jam?
Denver, this is Monster Jam!
Denver, welcome to Monster Jam! And we're kicking it off with our very first competition full of so much adrenaline, JCB Racing, where our 8 superstars will be racing the clock. And the driver with the fastest time will get the first 8 crucial points towards the BKT Overall Event Championship here this afternoon. So Denver, who's ready for JCB Racing?
Introducing your first racer from Whittier, California. Let's hear it for Armando Castro in El Toro Loco. El Toro Loco drives up to the line. We got 2 ambers and we got a green.
And the time for Armando Castro, El Toro Loco, is an 11.150.
Armando Castro has been very dangerous in the racing this season. As we take a look at the board, we got the time of 11.150. Toro Loco taking this corner very smooth. That has been an issue for drivers this weekend. Armando able to hit it just right for that time of 11.150 and setting the pace for JCB Racing. And next up, we have from Lafayette, Louisiana, Blake Granger in Monster Mutt Dalmatian.
And the time for Blake Granger, Monster Mutt Dalmatian, is an 11.305.
Blake Granger, the most JCB Racing wins so far this season, still trying to figure out the timed racing. As again, we take a look at that second turn being the issue, slowing down Monster Mutt just a little bit. With a time of 11.305, still razor thin close, but just not enough to take over the #1 spot so far in JCB Racing. And next up, coming to us from Cadillac, Michigan, let's hear it for Tim Hall Jr. in Jurassic Attack. First amber to say he's ready. Second amber light as he pulls up to the line. That means one more light left. Go on green.
And the time for Tim Hall Jr. Jurassic Attack is an 11.759.
Tim Hall Jr. very good at those sharp maneuvers like that turn there. Got hung up just a little bit, but able to get that Triceratops up and over the pod for time of 11.759. So far holding in that #3 spot in JCB Racing. Will he hold it? We'll find out as we get ready for our 4th racer. Coming to us from Huntsville, West Virginia, make some noise for Cliff Turner in Velociraptor.
And the time for Cliff Turner Velociraptor is an 11.737.
As we take a look back at this, Cliff Turner looked to just barely hit that second corner before getting up over the pod. Comes in with a time of 11.737, taking over the 3rd spot. But he's going to have a tough time holding on to it as our next racer has hit the track. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to us from Williamsport, Maryland, let's hear it for Matt Cody in Gravedigger. Pulling up to the line, waiting for that second amber light to go on green.
And the time for Matt Cody Gravedigger is an 11.955.
Gravedigger, as we take a look at this replay, whipping around the final turn, able to get back control so both wheels hit the ramp. Doesn't look like there's going to be any penalties because of that clean finish by Gravedigger for a time of 11.955. As we move on to our 6th racer in JCB Racing. Denver, give it up for the man from Oak Harbor, Washington, Carson Williams in Thunder Roris. Carson Williams won the last JCB Racing Competition with first place. Will he be able to duplicate those results? Go on green!
And the time for Carson Williams, Thunderoris, is an 11.645.
As mentioned, Carson Williams won the JCB Racing last night. Able to put up a good time, hitting that ramp, and locking in a time with a clean run of 11.645. Currently in a podium finish position, but still 2 more drivers to hit the track. And from Gales Creek, Oregon, let's hear it for Matt Doomer in Megalodon. Matt Doomer looking to put some early points on the board, pulls up to the line and waits for the green light to take off.
And the time for Matt Doomer in Megalodon is a 12.074.
I want to take a look back here at this replay, and we see what really looked like it hung up Matt Doomer was clipping the pod just a little bit and maybe cost him some precious time, locking in 12.074 as the final time. The clean run, but the clipping of the pod may have cost him overall. But it's time for our final JCB racer, and that is from Rockport, Texas, Alex Barden in Earthshaker. Alex Barden, once known as the fastest man in Arena Championship Series West. Here he goes.
And the time for Alex Barden, Earthshaker, is an 11.632.
That time, 11.632 for Earthshaker. As we see the replay of Alex Barden wrapping things up. But with that, that means our winner, the first racer, El Toro Loco, locking in those first 8 points of the event. And what a way to kick things off. Wire to wire, Armando Castro came out, threw down the gauntlet, and nobody could pick it up. Armando Castro, Toro Loco, having an incredible time here in Denver, Colorado. Nothing in Denver, Colorado is enjoying Armando Castro. But let's send things down to the best pit reporter in the business, Alex Miniak. Let's get a word.
Hey, thank you very much, Jack. Boy, wire to wire, it's been back and forth between you and Monster Mud Dalmatian all weekend, not just here in Denver, but atop the standings as well to get those 8 points right out of the gate. The chute has been opened. Here comes the bull. How good does that feel?
You know, it feels amazing. You know, it's always tough coming out and being the first truck out here because you guys can see the dirt is very, very muddy. So there's not much traction there. I mean, these trucks weigh 12,000 pounds, 1,500 horsepower. These things are like big elephants, you know, trying to maneuver around this course. But, you know, it's almost as slow as fast on this course. So we kind of kept it in first gear a little longer than we normally do. And that definitely helped me with the torque. But, man, Denver, you guys having a good time? What? Make some noise. Yeah.
You might want to keep it in first gear because we got two-wheel skills coming up. You're going to take some of that momentum and carry it forward?
Absolutely. You know, that's literally one of my favorite competitions coming up, and that's the Monster Jam two-wheel skills. And this is the first competition you fans inside the ball arena can pull out your smartphones and get on there and vote, man. JudgeZone.com. I'm going to come out here and have some good time, have a fun, do a couple of cool tricks you guys love to see. Maybe do a little bit of smoke out the nose. I don't know, man, but it's such an honor to be here. I love coming back to Denver. You guys are always supporting. You guys are always getting loud, and that's what drives us Monster Jam drivers to come out here and do the best what we do. I love you guys so much, man. Hopefully I can come back here again. You guys having fun? Let's go. Arriba los Latinos. We love you. Woo!
Armando Castro, El Toro Loco.
As we take a look up at the leaderboard, we're already seeing stakes being claimed here. El Toro Loco, as we just heard from Armando Castro, 8 points for winning the JCB Racing Competition, but right behind him, Monster Mutt Dalmatian, second place, 7 points. That's going to be one to keep your eye on, as El Toro Loco and Monster Mutt Dalmatian have gone back and forth all weekend. Behind them in number 3, Earthshaker Alex Barden with 6 points, and Thunder Roris Carson Williams, 5 points. And rounding out the final 8, we have Velociraptor, Jurassic Attack, Gravedigger, and Megalodon scoring 4, 3, 2, and 1 points apiece, respectively. It's time for our second competition of the event, the Two-Wheel Skills Challenge. Each driver will have 2 attempts at their best move on 2 BKT tires. You, the fans, can follow this criteria up on the board and lock in a score for each competitor. Now, for a closer look into some of our superstars' favorite moves, keep your attention up on the video board.
My favorite two-wheel skills move would have to be a reverse pop. So how I would do that is I take that Earthshaker Monster Jam truck, drive on top of the pod, stop at one of those lips that you guys see on the track, put that sucker in reverse with the back straight off, stab the brake, get that thing standing back to BKT tires, and then carry that wheelie all the way across the pod.
My favorite skill would have to be the forward popper. Got to do it off the wall side. You got to get it just perfect. Hit the gas. As soon as your back tires hit the wall, let off, and the momentum, trip it up forward. From there, you'll be on top of the pod. You can walk forward, you can walk backward, wiggle a little bit, wave to your fans.
My favorite Monster Jam skill is definitely the two-wheel skills combo. I just love being able to trip the truck up onto the front tires, balance it for 20 seconds, and in the same one motion, be able to trip the truck back onto the rear tires, hold it for another 20 seconds, wave the front tires to the fans. It's so awesome having the balance from how we come off.
Well, folks, now that you know what to look for during the Two-Wheel Skills Challenge, it's time to get this competition started. So I want you to take your 2 hands and follow along and clap with me. Matt Doomer's got one more attempt remaining after getting that big shark straight up on those front two BKT tires. What does Matt Doomer have in store as he circles the pod?
Let's make some noise for Matt Doomer, Megalodon. And of course, Denver, it is your time to shine. We're going to need your help to determine what the score will be for Megalodon by using those smartphones, scanning that QR code, and heading over to judgeszone.com. You will enter the code DEN and click submit. And then when you see that big old BKT tire on your screen, slide it up or down to the number of your choosing. And you have 20 seconds to get those scores locked in.
Matt Doomer getting things going here in the two-wheel skills challenge at Megalodon. Those scores are locked, and the score for Matt Doomer and Megalodon is 7.166 to set the tone for the two-wheel skills challenge. And we take a look at this, just kicking things off with a beautiful handstand there by Megalodon, getting up on those first two BKT tires and balancing it and going back up that ramp there. Almost went forward, but able to save it. That is some very good driving from Matt Doomer. But our next two-wheel skills challenge driver is none other than Matt Cody in Gravedigger. Whenever Gravedigger hits the track, you are in for a treat. We'll see what Matt Cody has in store for us here in Denver. As Gravedigger sizes up that pod. Just backed up and moonwalked up the ramp and back across the pod. Gravedigger bringing it so far. Will he go 2 for 2?
He's digging graves and taking names. It's Matt Cody, Gravedigger. Now, Denver, if you want to help our Undertaker, it's time to lock your scores in at judgeszone.com.
Matt Cody's already locked in a two-wheel skills challenge win so far this season and making an attempt to do that again here in Denver, Colorado. Showing us he can get that big old black and green wrecking machine to back up, to go forward, to do whatever he wants it to do on those two BKT tires. The scores are locked, and the score for Matt Cody and Gravedigger is 9.009. Breaking the 9-point plane early on and locking in so far that first place spot. And hard to argue a score like that when you see the control of that giant Monster Jam truck, backing it up on those front two BKT tires over the ramp across the pod. Very well done. Next up, we have Tim Hall Jr. in Jurassic Attack. Now, Tim Hall Jr. has earned the nickname Timmy Two Wheels, and it's because of his skill in this event. We'll see what he brings to Denver, Colorado here as he sizes up the pod and gets ready for attempt number 1. Got a nice little combo there out of Tim Hall Jr. One more attempt remaining for the Triceratops. And we look out the window here. Tim Hall Jr. threw the steering wheel out the window. How is he going to do this?
The humble herbivore showing you what he's got. Tim Hall Jr., Jurassic Attack. Now remember, Denver, you have 20 seconds. Get those scores locked in.
I don't know how Tim Hall Jr. just did that, throwing out that steering wheel and then hitting the combo again and again and again. Jurassic Attack. The scores are locked. The score to beat, 9.009. And the score for Tim Hall Jr. and Jurassic Attack is... So, fans, we're hearing the reactions, but you are in charge of the scores. So, we encourage everyone to make sure to scan that QR code, get up on judgeszone.com and lock those scores in. But I look at this in Denver, you know, I see Tim Hall Jr. just balancing that Jurassic Attack truck without a steering wheel, mind you. I don't know how he's doing it. Mind control or something, but able to keep those combos coming. Tim Hall Jr., Jurassic Attack. Enough for second place so far. But next up, to take on the Two-Wheel Skills Challenge, let's hear it for Cliff Turner, Velociraptor. We got a popper up on top of the pod to kick things off for Cliff Turner. A move that many in their first full season Monster Jam wouldn't be able to accomplish. Cliff Turner looking like he's been doing it for years. As Cliff Turner comes up to the pod.
Let's make some noise for Cliff Turner, Velociraptor. And now remember, Denver, it is in your hands. You have 20 seconds to get your scores locked in for Velociraptor.
Velociraptor, once again, Cliff Turner, first full season here with Monster Jam and doing things you typically only see veterans doing. Showing the promise that Cliff Turner has, but I know he's not looking to promise. He's looking for right now. What can he get? And I know the scores are locked, and the score for Cliff Turner, Velociraptor, is 5.251, enough to take that fourth place so far in the competition. And real quick, let's take a look up at the leaderboard to see where we're at here. Gravedigger with that score of 9.009, holding down the number one spot. But right behind him, Jurassic Attack with a score of 8.895. And again, a quick reminder to everybody, if you want to see your favorite drivers with higher scores, you got to get on judgeszone.com and be a part of the scoring. Everyone here is able to do so. In third, we have Megalodon with 7.166, and in fourth, Velociraptor, Cliff Turner, 5.251. Armando Castro coming off of the JCB Racing win, looking to continue things here in two-wheel skills. And Armando Castro waving to you a little bit. One more attempt remaining. Armando Castro getting up on the front too and waving that entire truck to each and every one of you here in Denver, Colorado.
The bull is on a rampage. It's Armando Castro, el Toro Loco. Scoring is now open, Denver. Head on over to judgeszone.com and use the code DEN.
Armando Castro coming in here and showing us how it's done, getting up on the snout of that crazy bull. I know Armando's loving the sound you're all making for him here in Ball Arena. And I know he deserves it after we saw him do some incredible stuff there in the two-wheel skills challenge. But we'll see what you have to say at judgeszone.com. Scores are locked, and the score to beat is 9.009. And the score for Armando Castro, Toro Loco, is... Ooh, 9.009. That is a tie. Now, folks, when there is a tie, it goes to the person who did it first. So as we take a look back here at Armando Castro, El Toro Loco, doing some incredible maneuvers. I want to show you the leaderboard here. Gravedigger ahead of El Toro Loco, even though they have the same score. Once again, Gravedigger gets the advantage because Gravedigger went first. That is the tiebreaker in the rare occurrence like today where we get a perfect tie. It shows just how competitive this field is to get 2 drivers above 9. And next up, we have Blake Granger, Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Blake Granger, Monster Mutt Dalmatian, has been a force here in the two-wheel skills challenge, having won 9 so far. Sounding like he's ready to bring it to this attempt. Blake Granger waving you a little bit with those back wheels. Triple combo from Blake Granger. One more attempt remaining from Monster Mutt Dalmatian.
Put your paws together for Blake Granger, Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Scoring is now open at judgeszone.com. Denver, you have 20 seconds to get your scores locked in.
Monster Mutt Dalmatian is always must-see TV during the two-wheel skills. And I know that's a sound Blake Granger's used to hearing here in Ball Arena. Scores are locked. Score to beat 9.009. And the score for Blake Granger, Monster Mutt Dalmatian is 9.386, taking over that first place spot here so far in the two-wheel skills competition. And it's hard to argue as we take a look back as Monster Mutt Dalmatian just hippity-hopping back across the pod. Even gets a little nose job on the way down, but still keeps things rocking and rolling on those two BKT tires. He looks like he could have held that thing up there all day. And our next competitor, let's hear it for Alex Barden in Earthshaker. One attempt remaining for Earthshaker after absolutely nailing it on that pod. The verticality of Earthshaker unmatched.
Let's make some noise for Alex Barden, Earthshaker. Now remember, Denver, you know what to do. We need your help. Head on over to judgeszone.com and lock your scores in now.
You got your Pythagoras theorem, your a squared plus b squared equals c squared, but let me tell you, the geometry of that perfect perpendicular verticality is unmatched by Alex Barden. Getting that thing straight up and down. Scores are locked, and the score for Alex Barden and Earthshaker is 7.922, putting him currently in 5th place. And next up, let's hear it for Carson Williams in Thunderoris. Thunderoris is the last competitor in the two-wheel skills challenge. And we'll see how he puts the exclamation point on this competition. Little wheel waving at all of you here at Ball Arena. We got one more attempt remaining after that beautiful maneuver by Carson Williams. And the birthday boy looking to give us a present with his final attempt here in the two-wheel skills.
The Apex Predator looking to bite the competition. It's Carson Williams, Thunderoris. Scoring is now open, Denver. You have 20 seconds to get your scores locked in for the Apex Predator, Thunderoris.
Carson Williams, the birthday boy here, giving us a gift. And the smooth moves of Thunderoris. Scores are locked. And the score for Carson Williams, Thunderoris, is 7.906, which means our winner of the two-wheel skills challenge is Blake Granger, Monster Mutt Dalmatian. This is Blake Granger's 10th two-wheel skills challenge win this season. And it's easy to see why when you see the combinations he was able to put together and the way he was able to stay standing up on those two wheels. He notches 8 points after this two-wheel skills win. And I just can't wait to hear Alex Miniak. Let's get a word.
Thank you very much, Jack. Blake, this weekend in Denver could not be getting any closer. It's been either you or Armando Castro and El Toro Loco winning the BKT Overall Event Championship. Today we're exchanging blows across competitions. Man, you got it done. Two-wheel skills. It's going to come down to something later on, and we'll get to that.
100%, man. We're having so much fun this weekend right here in Denver, Colorado. Man, I was here 8 years ago driving this same exact truck, filling in for Cynthia, and now to be back. Willin and Dylan coming off a World Finals Freestyle Championship last year in Salt Lake City, Utah. That only means one thing. That means I'm going to come out here, as I've done all weekend, and drive that Dalmatian truck as hard as it can possibly be driven at, 5,000 or 6,000 feet elevation. I lost a little power because of that, but that just makes me floor it even more, baby. Are you guys having fun in Monster Jam? Let me hear you. And hey, freestyle, man, I hope you guys are ready, because I'm just having so much fun. It doesn't matter where we're at, what truck I drive. I'm here for one reason, and that's to get you guys on your feet making noise. So let me hear you one more time. And I got one more question for you. And hey, I want to hear you guys barking. Where my dog's at? Hoo, hoo.
Blake Granger, Monster Mutt Dalmatian, your two-wheel skills champion. Monster Jam fans, this is what I like to call the no news is great news pit report. That's right, I just strolled through the crash zone area and everything is looking A-OK for Monster Jam Freestyle. Our UNOH technicians are just wrenching a bit, tightening down those bolts, topping off fluids, refueling in preparation for Monster Jam Freestyle. And you know what? That's coming up next after halftime, and the riders of Freestyle Motocross again. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more halftime.
Auto Ball Arena, I need you to get loud as we welcome the superstars of FMX.
That's right, Jack. I would love to introduce our high-flying riders to you as they make their way to the ramp. You know, the goal here during FMX is to reach the top of Ball Arena. And, of course, we need you to make some noise so they can do it. Please welcome Taylor Edens. That was pretty good. Now let's hear it for Robert Haslam. Still pretty good. Give it up for Cody McDonough. Last but not least, Sharon LaRue. Your Monster Jam riders are going to hit this jump a few times, showing off their high-flying skills as we get ready for the FMX Best Trick Competition that is coming up. Keep your eyes to the skies. All right, Denver, for your halftime enjoyment, it is now time for the FMX Best Trick Competition. If you like what you saw, that ain't nothing yet. Our Monster Jam FMX riders are going to take to the skies to give you the very best trick in their arsenal. Of course, this is where we come in, and we need your help at judgeszone.com. When that screen goes red, we'll need you to score your favorite riders using that code DEN. Again, judgeszone.com. When the screen goes red, score our riders using the code DEN. And you know, now that I've got that explained, I only have one question remaining for you, and that is, who's ready for the FMX Best Trick Competition?
Introducing your first rider. Let's make some noise from Marietta, California. It is Taylor Eddins.
Scoring is open now at judgeszone.com. Scored for Taylor Eddins. Again, scan the QR code. Use that code DEN. Jack, a little variation on the seat grab there.
Yeah, as we take a look here, just getting super air and kicking those feet back up over the bike to the other side. Alex, I don't know how he kept his balance on that.
Yeah, no idea, but that's why they're the pros, and that's why it's their best trick.
As we wait for these scores to get tabulated. Taylor Eddins waiting to see, just like all of us are, what that score is. And the score is 7.757 for Taylor Eddins. Setting that bar for first place. Next up, from Orden, Washington, let's hear it for Robert Haslam. He's riding that Honda CRF 450 and is going to push it to the limits and see just how high Mile High really is.
Score it now at judgeszone.com. Judgeszone.com. Scan the QR code. Use that code DEN. You've got 20 seconds to do that. Pretty unbelievable stuff there from Robert Haslam, Jack. You know, he was on his couch 2 weeks ago. He was retired. He's come back. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, you look at that jump there and the way he's able to arch his body while he's flying through the air in that manner. The scores are locked. The score for Robert Haslam is 8.353, taking over that number one spot so far in the FMX Best Trick Competition. And up next from Ravensdale, Washington, let's hear it for Cody McDonough. Cody McDonough driving the electric motorcycle, the electric Starkvarg. Representing Ravensdale.
Score it now at judgeszone.com. Judgeszone.com. Use that code DEN. You'll have 20 seconds to do so for Cody McDonough. The backflip always gets you some good points for sure, man. I got to tell you, you saw it coming. You didn't hear it coming. That electric bike is something.
Yeah, it's something, and the guy riding it is too. That backflip with no hands. You know, I struggle to sit in a chair without help from my hands, let alone backflips. But the scores are locked, and the score for Cody McDonough is 9.224. We have a new number one in the Best Trick Competition, Cody McDonough. And our last competitor from Phoenix, Arizona, give it up for Jared LaRue. He's been riding these motorcycles for 33 years and will now show us what he has as his best trick.
Whoa! Scoring is open at judgeszone.com, judgeszone.com. You got 20 seconds to score that wicked tail whip from Jared LaRue. Jack, nobody does it better than Jared LaRue when it comes to whipping that bike around.
I'll say he had that bike perpendicular to the rest of the ramp. I don't know how he was able to get that thing back in line with the ramp in time before landing, but hey, that's just Jared LaRue. The scores are locked, and the score for Jared LaRue is 9.343, and that means your winner is Jared LaRue.
You know, Denver, that was great and all. I mean, it was only the best trick competition, but we've got more in store. It is now time for the Monster Jam trains. Each of our riders are going to line up one after the next, after the next, after the next, and hit that jump. Together, let's go! Coming through the station with the whip train, that is train number one. I'm going to need some more help, Denver, because FMX kind of works this way. The louder you scream, the higher they fly. So let's try it out. The louder you scream, the higher they fly. Coming through with a flip train. They are getting wild. Denver, do you want to see more? They want to see more. They're going to line up for one more. Now when this train leaves the station, I'm going to need you to give me a big choo-choo. You ready? All right, give it to me. Choo-choo. Give it up for our riders of Monster Jam's Freestyle Motocross. Taylor Eddins, Robert Haslam, Cody McDonough, and Jared LaRue. Jared LaRue, winner of the FMX Best Trick competition. You know, it's tough to beat a backflip in that competition. You did it. Tell us what you pulled off there and level of difficulty here on a scale of 1 to 10.
Just a regular turn down, but you know, for this this setup, this arena, it's a little difficult. I mean, there's a wall like just right over there. So, you know, honestly, you got to give up to all these guys. You know, coming out here, just riding this like straight out the bat. We didn't have to even practice the setup, so these guys come out and crush it each week, and you know, I get to ride with some of the best dudes ever. It's awesome. You know, can't do anything better with it.
Yeah, I mean, you travel the world with these guys. Talk about the camaraderie you have. You guys are constantly cheering each other on. I mean, this is a competition, but really, you're friends at the end of the day, and you guys have known each other for a very long time.
Oh, definitely. You know, I get to travel the road with all, you know, everybody here at the family of Monster Jam. Me and Robert have been all over the place, you know, and being able to come in each week, ride with these guys, get to pick on one another, stuff like that. Taylor definitely gets it worse than anybody, but he's youngest and newest, so, you know, we got to pick on him the most.
Yeah, most definitely. You know what? You're not friends unless you pick on each other, and that's what these guys do back of house. We love it. They're a great time. Give it up for the champion, the winner of the FMX Best Trick competition, Jared LaRue.
Let's take a look up at the leaderboard and where we're at so far in the competition. At number 1, Monster Mutt Dalmatian, after winning the two-wheel skills challenge and getting second in racing, was able to get 15 overall points. Right behind him, 1 point difference, El Toro Loco Armando Castro with a win in JCB Racing. Earthshaker at number 3, 10 points for Alex Barden, and Gravedigger Matt Cody in 4th with 9. After that, we have tied for 5th Jurassic Attack and Thunder Roarus, with Velociraptor and Megalodon rounding out the top 8 with 8, 8, 5, and 3 points respectively for each of them.
We have reached the pinnacle of the event. This is Monster Jam Freestyle! Kicking things off, it's Cliff Turner, Velociraptor. All right, Denver, you know what to do. You have 20 seconds to get your scores locked in at judgeszone.com.
Cliff Turner has been one of the fastest rising stars in the freestyle competition, improving every single event, and today was no exception as we saw him do some pretty cool stuff over the pod as well as take up all of the track. Hitting every single ramp during his time out there and really maximizing his time. The scores are locked, and the score for Cliff Turner Velociraptor is 6.460 to set the pace here in our freestyle competition. As we take a look back here, as mentioned, Cliff Turner made sure to use all of the ramps and really make sure he maximized that track space during that run. But from one dinosaur to another, I want to hear you roar for the dinosaur. Give it up for Carson Williams in Thunder Roarus. All you say together is hit the bells.
What?
Hit the bells.
Hit the bells. Let's make some noise for Carson Williams, Thunder Roarus. Scoring is now open. If you'd like to give him a wonderful birthday gift, make sure to lock your scores for him now at judgeszone.com.
Carson Williams celebrating his birthday the best way he knows how, and that's in front of you fans here at Ball Arena in Denver, Colorado. Throwing down a freestyle, and I think he's gonna shake it out. The scores are locked for Carson Williams, Thunder Roris, and the score is 7.761. Your new first place so far in the freestyle competition. And ladies and gentlemen, here in Denver, Colorado, we have some special guests here. It's Matt Cody's family, Katie, Kane, and Hunter. Folks, what do you want to say?
Hit the bell!
Ball Arena. Let's hear it for the black and green wrecking machine. Get loud for Matt Cody in Gravedigger. It looks like Matt Cody's got that Morgan & Morgan backflip on his mind. And he does it!
One foot in the gas and one in the grave. Matt Cody, Gravedigger. And remember, Denver scoring is now open. You have 20 seconds. Lock your scores in now at judgeszone.com.
Matt Cody treating this track like his own graveyard, digging that thing up in the old school Gravedigger way. As he emerges from the truck, the scores are locked. Score to beat is 7.761. The score for Matt Cody and Gravedigger is 9.568. Locking in the first place so far as we look back at Gravedigger flying all over the place, getting on the front two BKT tires and just popping that Morgan & Morgan backflip like only the unliving legend Gravedigger can. But at this time, it's our fourth competitor in freestyle. Let me hear you get loud for Matt Doomer in Megalodon. Uh-oh. A little bit of one-upsmanship between two of our top trucks. Megalodon circles his prey. Looking to make waves here in the freestyle competition.
The shark is out for blood. It's Matt Doomer, Megalodon. Scoring is now open. Head on over to judgeszone.com and lock your scores in now for Megalodon.
Taking advantage of all the ramps, one of the main things we look for in the Monster Jam freestyle, as well as throwing out that old school pair of donuts. Matt Doomer feeling pretty good, and it sounds like Denver's feeling pretty good about that one as well. After getting some big air, the scores are locked, and the score for Matt Doomer and Megalodon is 7.729, good enough to take over that third place spot. As we see the use of the ramps and getting the nose of that Megalodon just about to touch the video screen. Super big air there before throwing it old school with some donuts here to give us a little sugar rush in our freestyle. And coming up next, he is Tim Hall Jr. in Jurassic Attack.
Let's make some noise for Tim Hall Jr., Jurassic Attack. Denver, you have a very important job, and it's a tough one. Head on over to judgeszone.com and lock your scores in now.
Tim Hall Jr. seeing if he can Tricera top the rankings after that one. Another freestyle run for the books for Tim Hall Jr. He's won these freestyle competitions before. After taking advantage of the track, taking advantage of the ramps. Did give us that wow factor. The scores are locked. Score to beat 9.568. And the score for Tim Hall Jr. and Jurassic Attack is 8.077, enough to take over the second place spot. And we can see why here. Taking those ramps and landing clean and continuing to keep the run going, getting big time air. But you hear him coming. I hear you, Denver. As we get ready for our next driver, Ball Arena, let's make some noise for the crazy bull, Armando Castro, El Toro Loco.
Escaping the bullpen for all of you Denver fans, it's Armando Castro, El Toro Loco. Scoring is now open. Head on over to judgeszone.com and lock your scores in now.
Armando Castro has been a favorite in the freestyle competitions, locking in 7 wins so far as the top freestyle runner this season. And he's got to feel good about that one he just threw down, ending with the donuts. Scores are locked. Score to beat, 9.568. And the score for Armando Castro and El Toro Loco is 8.393, taking over that number 2 spot in the freestyle competition. As we take a look back here, the big air from El Toro Loco to kick things off early on and set the tone for the rest of his run. As we get this great aerial shot of the bull just about ready to get to the camera all the way. But it's time to get some moving and shaking going on as we welcome for freestyle, Alex Barden, Earthshaker.
Let's make some noise for Alex Barden, Earthshaker. Time to head on over to judgeszone.com. Lock your scores in now.
Alex Barden still looking for his first freestyle win of the season, but when you see runs like that, you can tell that that is not going to be too far away. We're going to see how you guys felt about it, but he was able to take advantage of the ramps in a big way, as we get to see the best hair in the business one more time before the event's over, at least. Scores are locked, and the score to beat, 9.568. the score for Earthshaker, Alex Barden, is 7.046. Good enough for first place. Or sixth place, excuse me. As we take a look back here, I thought the run was a good one with Earthshaker getting big air early on. Something that's always fun to see. Again, getting that truck almost pointed straight up after hitting that ramp. As we move on to our final competitor, he is your St. Jude ambassador of the event. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Blake Granger in Monster Mutt Dalmatian.
Rough and rowdy, it's Blake Granger, Monster Mutt Dalmatian. For the final time today, Denver, time to lock your scores in now at judgeszone.com.
Blake Granger coming out here and pushing that truck to its absolute limits. You could hear him just beating it up on that track. And even as it looked like it was about to tip over, Blake Granger found a way to will it back onto all four tires and continue that freestyle run. The scores are locked. Score to beat, 9.568. And the score for Blake Granger, Monster Mutt Dalmatian, is 9.244, gives you the number 2 spot, making Matt Cody and Gravedigger your freestyle champion. Getting 8 more points, and your overall BKT event winner is Monster Mutt Dalmatian, Blake Granger. Blake Granger with a big win to cap off a big weekend here in Denver. As we take a look at the final standings here, yeah, Monster Mutt Dalmatian getting 2 competition wins and locking things down. A familiar face we see here, Alex Miniak. We're going to send things over to you.
Thank you very much, Jack. He is the dog is him, Blake Granger, your BKT overall event champion.
Man, Denver, you guys are absolutely amazing, man. That was one awesome 4-event weekend right here at the Ball Arena. Man, the crowds, the atmosphere, the noise, It's just such an amazing experience when you get out of that 12,000-pound Monster Jam truck and you hear the roar of you guys. There's nothing like it in this world. We thank each and every one of you for coming out, supporting Monster Jam, bringing your kids, showing them what real American fun is all about. Right here in Denver, Colorado. Did you guys have fun? Let me hear you. And hey, I got one question for you. Where my dogs at? Hoo.
Blake Granger, Monster Mutt Dalmatian, PKT overall event champion. Now let's talk to our freestyle champion and son Matt Cody here. It's a family affair. I always say that in Monster Jam. Freestyle, going airborne. Gotta love it. Hit the Morgan & Morgan backflip for the win. Man, incredible stuff.
Yeah, man, I tell you what, like, I don't know what I did in racing this weekend, but it just was not my mojo this weekend. The 2 points didn't help out, clipping the pot here, so I knew I had to come out and show out a little bit more. Second in the skills, right behind Blake, man, my hat's off to him and what he's doing this year and what he's done with his career. Man, we've gotten to travel the world from Denver, Colorado to Abu Dhabi to Australia, and man, he's second to none. And man, you Denver fans, man, my first time coming here with Gravedigger, you guys showed up, you showed out, you got loud, and I knew you wanted to see a backflip, and that's what I was delivering. So Denver, if you guys have fun at Monster Jam, let me hear you get loud one more time.
Matt Cody, Gravedigger, freestyle champion.